Welcome to Frost & Sullivan's Growth Podcast series. This edition breaks down highlights from our Frost Radar analysis, evaluating market leaders, innovation benchmarks, and growth potential across customer experience management services in Latin America. We'll spotlight companies to action and explore what separates emerging leaders from the rest of the field.
Think about the last time a company truly impressed you. Maybe your food delivery app solved an issue before you even complained. Maybe your bank recognized suspicious activity instantly and reached out in seconds. Or maybe an airline handled a delay so smoothly that you walked away more loyal than frustrated. Now think about the opposite, the chatbot that trapped you in endless loops, the support agent who asked you to repeat your story 3 times, the company that made you feel invisible. That difference, that emotional gap between frustration and trust, is where modern business competition is happening today. Welcome to the age of customer experience, or CX, where companies are no longer competing only on products or pricing. They're competing on how customers feel during every interaction. And here's the big shift. Customer experience is no longer just a support function sitting quietly in the background. It has become a boardroom-level strategy tied directly to revenue growth, customer loyalty, and brand reputation. Today, we're diving deep into the world of competitive benchmarking in customer experience management services, exploring how things like AI, agentic systems, and experience orchestration are transforming customer interactions forever. We'll unpack the biggest CX trends shaping 2026, why enterprises are rethinking outsourcing partnerships, and what separates industry leaders from everyone else.
Up until now, customer service was reactive. If a customer had a problem, they called support. A ticket was raised. A call center agent solved it. End of story. But customers today don't think in departments. They don't care whether they're talking to marketing, sales, billing, or technical support. They expect one seamless journey. And that's where the concept of experience orchestration comes in. Experience orchestration is the ability to coordinate interactions across every channel: phone, email, mobile apps, social media, live chat, even in-store experiences in real time. Imagine this scenario. A customer abandons an online shopping cart. Minutes later, they receive a personalized reminder. They return to the app, ask a question through chat support, and when they later call customer care, the agent already understands the entire context. No repetition. No disconnected systems, no friction. That's orchestration. Behind the scenes, companies are integrating data platforms, analytics engines, AI models, and automation tools to create one connected customer journey. And this matters because modern customers expect 4 things consistently: 1, personalization; 2, speed; 3, proactive and contextual support; 4, consistency. If even one interaction breaks down, trust breaks down with it. What's fascinating is that this transformation is also changing how businesses think about outsourcing. In the past, many companies outsourced customer support mainly to reduce costs. But now organizations are looking for strategic CX partners who can deliver omnichannel engagement, customer retention strategies, self-service tools, and AI-enabled support ecosystems. This is no longer about answering calls cheaply. It's about designing experiences intelligently. And with more than 200 CX management providers competing globally, benchmarking capabilities has become critical. Because when every provider claims they offer great customer experience, how do you actually identify the ones capable of delivering measurable business outcomes?
Let's zoom out for a moment. Why has customer experience suddenly become such a massive executive-level priority? The answer is simple. Customer expectations have fundamentally changed. Consumers now compare every experience to the best experience they've ever had, regardless of industry. If Netflix personalizes recommendations instantly, customers expect personalization from their healthcare provider too. If Amazon delivers frictionless purchasing, customers expect the same simplicity from insurance companies and banks. The benchmark is no longer your direct competitor. The benchmark is every exceptional digital experience in the world. And that creates enormous pressure on enterprises because poor customer experience has become incredibly expensive. It increases churn, damages brand trust, reduces lifetime customer value, and amplifies negative social media exposure. On the flip side, Companies delivering superior CX are seeing stronger retention, higher customer loyalty, and greater revenue growth. This is why customer experience is now deeply tied to value creation. But here's the challenge. Delivering exceptional CX at scale is incredibly complex. Organizations today manage millions of inbound and outbound interactions across customer care, technical support, billing, retention, sales, and back office operations. And customers expect all of it to feel unified. That's why enterprises are increasingly relying on CX management providers that specialize in operationalizing these ecosystems. But the best providers are no longer just operational partners. They're becoming strategic advisors, helping enterprises answer difficult questions like, what should AI automate? Where do human agents add the most value? Which customer journeys create the highest loyalty? How should success actually be measured? Because ultimately, the companies winning in CX are not the ones with the most technology. They're the ones using technology to make interactions feel more human.
Now let's talk about the 5 megatrends fundamentally reshaping customer experience management. These trends are redefining how both providers and enterprise customers operate. Megatrend 1. Employee experience becomes critical. Great customer experience starts with employees. As AI automates simpler interactions, human agents are increasingly handling emotionally sensitive and highly complex issues. That requires stronger training, emotional intelligence, continuous coaching, and better workplace support. CX providers now understand something important. Burned-out employees cannot deliver empathetic customer experiences, so investments in employee experience, from reskilling to retention programs, are becoming competitive differentiators themselves. Megatrend 2. AI adoption. Generative AI and agentic AI are creating enormous excitement, but many enterprises remain cautious because concerns around privacy, governance, security, compliance, and brand risk are very real. Businesses don't want AI hallucinations damaging customer trust. As a result, providers are being forced to move beyond AI hype and focus on practical implementation strategies. The future belongs to organizations that can intelligently balance automation with human oversight. Megatrend 3. Balancing cost and customer trust. Pricing pressures continue pushing operations toward offshore and nearshore delivery models, but industries like banking, healthcare, and government still require local expertise and regulatory compliance. That means providers must carefully balance cost optimization with trust, quality, and cultural alignment. Megatrend 4. Hyper-personalization. AI-powered analytics and automation are enabling companies to personalize experiences at unprecedented levels. But personalization only works if systems are connected. Many organizations still struggle with fragmented data, outdated infrastructure, and siloed technologies. The companies solving those integration challenges will dominate future CX delivery. Megatrend 5. New success metrics. Traditional metrics like call handling time or login hours are becoming less relevant. Today, businesses care about outcomes: first contact resolution, net promoter scores, customer satisfaction, revenue conversions, retention rates. In other words, the focus is shifting from measuring activity to measuring impact, and that changes everything. Because if CX providers are now accountable for business outcomes instead of operational volume, the entire industry must evolve from service execution to strategic partnerships. The question then is, what does this mean in practice, and how can providers adapt their growth strategy in 2026 and beyond?
Another phrase you'll hear constantly in the CX world today: omnichannel experience. But what does it actually mean? At its core, omnichannel CX means customers can move seamlessly across communication channels without losing context. A conversation that starts on chat can continue via email. A mobile app issue can transition to voice support instantly. Social media complaints can connect directly into customer service workflows. The reason omnichannel platforms have become strategically important is because they centralize customer data into one unified ecosystem.
Now here's where things get really interesting. For CX providers and enterprises alike, the conversation is no longer just about keeping up with customer expectations. It's about identifying where the next wave of competitive advantage will come from. We find that 3 major growth opportunities are starting to stand out. 1. Smarter AI adoption. Many businesses are rushing to automate customer interactions, but automation without strategy often creates frustration instead of convenience. That's why CX providers are stepping into a more strategic role, helping enterprises decide where AI works best and where human empathy still matters most. The goal isn't to replace people, it's to create a smarter balance between efficiency and human connection. 2. Using AI internally. AI is also transforming operations behind the scenes. For example, providers can now analyze nearly 100% of customer interactions instead of manually reviewing small samples. This improves quality monitoring, compliance, coaching, and efficiency while reducing operational costs. It allows human agents to focus on complex, high-value conversations instead of repetitive tasks. 3. Deeper technology integration. Another major opportunity lies in connecting AI, automation, analytics, and customer data into one seamless ecosystem. The strongest providers are integrating these technologies across both front office and back office operations to create faster resolutions, smoother workflows, and more personalized experiences. Because customers don't care how a business is structured internally, they only care whether the experience feels effortless. And that raises a critical question for organizations investing heavily in CX transformation. Which innovations are truly improving customer loyalty, and which are simply adding more complexity?
Going forward, success doesn't come from isolated innovation. It comes from consistent execution. And the providers leading the industry are focusing on 3 key best practices. 1. Expanding multi-location delivery. Many providers are growing operations across Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities to access talent while managing costs. But scalability alone isn't enough. Maintaining service quality, communication consistency, and customer trust across locations has become equally important. Number 2. Becoming trusted AI advisors. Leading CX providers are also moving beyond traditional outsourcing. Instead of simply managing customer interactions, they're helping enterprises redesign workflows, integrate AI responsibly, and build long-term transformation strategies. The future provider is becoming part operator, part consultant, and part technology partner. 3. Investing in experience orchestration. Most importantly, organizations are investing heavily in experience orchestration, connecting marketing, sales, support, and digital channels into one unified customer journey. Because customers no longer judge businesses on single interactions, they judge the entire experience. And in a world where expectations continue to rise, the companies that succeed will be the ones capable of delivering seamless, connected, and consistent customer journeys at scale. So, do you have the tools and benchmarking frameworks to identify and implement other best practices in CX management?
In conclusion, the future of CX management will belong to organizations that can orchestrate seamless journeys, adopt AI responsibly, empower employees, and benchmark performance against evolving customer expectations. Because ultimately, customers don't separate technology from experience. They only remember the interaction itself. And in a world overflowing with choices, experiences may become the most powerful differentiator any brand has left.
Thanks for joining us on Frost & Sullivan's Growth Podcast. For access to our research, competitive benchmarking, and best practice frameworks, head over to frost.com or email hello@frost.com. We'll be back soon with more to help you stay clear-headed and growth-ready.